This is the I didn't need the books, but I was stressed book haul. Hello everybody, it's Kristen here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a book haul because I have no self-control, and when I was stressed in my assignment season and my midterm season, I just bought books. So don't worry, these were secondhand, they were on sale, so I didn't go crazy, but I still kind of went a little crazy. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. There are some books I'm super excited about and some books that I just randomly picked up because, so let's just do this. The first book I have to show is The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. I'm super excited about this one. This is a young adult fantasy book. When I first discovered BookTube, there was kind of a bunch of popular series, you know, like you watch all the big booktubers and they're all about popular YA series that are just coming out. So this was kind of like a recent, published book, and I read about it and it sounded so good. It is like a Russian fantasy kind of setting, and it just sounds so good. And it's called The Crown's Game because there are these enchanters and they have to basically kind of battle each other and see who wins. I don't know all about it, but I remember really wanting this one, and I am super excited about this one. The next book I have to show is The Rook by Daniel O'Malley. This one is, I would like to say like a paranormal book, kind of urban fantasy. I don't know why I picked it up. I just did. Maybe the cover, like it's kind of like, it's a really cool cover. And on the front it says, "On Her Majesty's Supernatural Secret Service." So basically it's kind of set in England and it's all about the Queen and her supernatural secret service. So it sounds weird, but it also sounds really cool at the same time. I don't think I've ever heard anything about this one. So if you have, let me know. It sounds interesting, so yeah, I picked it up because why not? The next book I picked up was The Kept Woman by Karin Slaughter. Karin Slaughter's becoming a very popular kind of thriller author, and so I saw this one and it looks in really good condition, so I was like, yes, I have to get it. My mom really enjoys these types of thriller, crime, murder mysteries, so I know she'll really enjoy it. I've seen her name go around, and when I saw it secondhand, I was like, yep, looks really good, and I don't know when I'll get to this because I just have a book buying problem, and I don't know. Moving on, the next book I got is The Crow by Alison Croggon, and this is book 3 in the Pellinor series, and this is a much older YA fantasy series. I do own the first book. I do own the first book, The Naming, and there was another booktuber, I forget who it was, but they said that this was like a favorite fantasy series for them, like a YA fantasy series. It's older, it's not very well known, but I was like, fantasy series, what? Let me have it. I picked up that one, and then I picked up book number 3, so I don't have 2. But I think they're in the library, and I'm sure I'll find 2 eventually at some point. If I've found 1 and 3 within the last couple months, number 2 is bound to pop up somewhere. Lame covers, like, they're pretty cringeworthy. I don't think I'd ever pick this up if no one had recommended it to me. More fantasy books for this fantasy book junkie. And then moving on, the next book I have is The Snowman. Ow! Is The Snowman by Jo Nesbo. This is a thriller, and I think it's a part of a series because it says a Harry Hole thriller, so it's probably those classic murder mysteries based on one character series. I've kind of heard mixed reviews about this. People have really enjoyed it, but then some people didn't find it that great, so I got it anyways. Like I said, my mom loves these books, so she will probably pick this up. But yeah, I bought it. So the next book I am going to show is a classic, and that is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I have never read Wuthering Heights, and I feel like this is one of those classics that's just great. That may seem really dumb to say because I think all classics are great, but this one I think is just, ooh, bad lighting. Sorry, the sun decided to leave us. I saw this one for really cheap. It's a, I don't even know what version, Dover Classics editions. I'm slowly collecting classics because I really enjoy reading classics every once in a while. Classics are things that you want to have. You just want to own. I don't want to be someone who never reads classics. Moving on. Oh, I already talked about those. Where's my bag? Here. And then one book that I actually got full price from Chapters. I had a $5 coupon for filling out a survey for my school. I know, that's really cool. And the book that I got was recommended by a friend, and he said that he loved this fantasy series. So this is Bloodsong by Anthony Ryan, and it's a part of a Raven Shadow series. Wow, this lighting's terrible. He described the plot of the story to me, and I was slowly like eyes widening, like, yes, I gotta get this. When I had an opportunity to get it with a coupon, I was like, heck yes, I'm getting this fantasy book. So I don't really remember it, but basically there's people with special abilities. Oh, I don't remember everything. So basically this book is about kind of the chosen one and how he discovers his abilities and the epic fantasy that occurs in all of that. Really excited about this one. Never heard of this fantasy series before. So yes, now I have the first book and I will see if I really like it. But with my friend's recommendation, I'm pretty sure I'll really like it. And then the last book that I have to show is probably one of the biggest books I own. And the other big books are by the same author because he just writes big books. And that is It by Stephen King. I got the most random craving to read It for some reason, and I just couldn't get rid of it. For my birthday last year, I got a $20 gift card to Chapters, so a bookstore, and I was kind of waiting to spend those $20 on a book I knew I really, really wanted, and this is what happened. This is the book I wanted. So I got it and I'm currently reading it. I'm about 230 pages in. I remember Jenna from Jen the Librarian saying that this book was a masterpiece, and so far, yeah, it's a masterpiece. The way he weaves the story and all the characters. So yeah, if you don't know what this book is about, basically there's this group of kids who something scary happens with them when they're younger, involving a very creepy clown. And the story flip-flops between the kids as this is happening to them and adults as they get called back to Derry, Maine, where this is happening to, because something's happening again. It's happening. So yeah, that's the setting of this book. It is a horror novel and nothing too horrifying just yet. There have been moments, but nothing too horrifying. I read The Shining recently and I didn't find that book that scary. Someone told me that other people they've talked to who've read a lot of Stephen King said it was probably the scariest book they've read. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I want to read it. For some reason, I've been craving horror. That's not weird, right? No. So anyways, I picked this big guy up. It is 1,100 and something pages. So it's huge, it's massive, but I'm enjoying it right now. So yeah, I'm gonna have to like put this guy here because he'll knock all the other books down if I put him with the other ones. Okay, there we go. Okay, I almost got injured there with that book. So that is all the books I got. Kind of a range, some thrillers, some classics, some supernatural, whatever, some horror. I like all books. I love all of them and I want to read all of them, but I don't have the time and I'm not a speed reader. But anyways, that is all the books I got kind of recently within the last couple months. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Give this video a big thumbs up. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!